Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. We have some pretty stellar Wuthering Waves news. It's everything you need to know about 1.1, basically. So if you didn't see the developer's message, don't worry, I'm going to give a quick TLDR of that. Basically all the things that you're probably going to care about. And then also, we got this, which is a version preview for Thaws of Eon, which is coming as well. The thing that kind of bothers me a little bit about this is it does not seem as though we're going to get a 1.1 live stream, which kind of leads me to believe that perhaps what we got for the 1.0 launch was in fact just a launch celebration stream. I don't know. Look, if they're just trying to figure out how to make these things not cringe, then that's fine. Take time. You know, come back, hit us with 1.2. But I think not doing a version live stream is a bad idea. Because frankly, while this does give me context for a video, a lot of people don't care to read any of that. And so their opinion of the game is not going to be improved, or I guess technically declining either. But they have gone through and made a lot of good points here, which is great for us. The development team once again continues to prove that they are in fact taking our feedback and listening to us so that we can help them improve their game that we play. See how that works? Crazy concept. So let's go over some of the enhancements or improvements that we're going to see in 1.1 here. So first up is the tuner system. They are adding a synthesis feature because previously the lower rarity tuners were just not really useful. I know, shocking, but so now we're going to be able to basically take, I think, those lower rarity tuners and bump them up into the 5-star rarity, which is nice. We're also getting more union experience for unlocking new Echo entries. And it's also going to be retroactive, which is nice too. So it's not just benefiting players coming in and increasing their data bank. It's also helping existing players who have been here. They said retrospectively, but I'm pretty sure they meant retroactively there. Again, this is the first game that I think Kuro has done that requires some sort of localization. So, you know, I'm not surprised that their dev notes also have some wording curiosities in there as well. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because they've been so good about other things. These little things don't bother me as much. Higher cost range for echoes, rewards for activity points. Basically, people were upset that when you got the activity point rewards, you could get a 1 cost echo. And now they're removing the 1 costs, and they're only going to have 3 and 4 costs in there instead, which makes farming the 3 costs, I think, a little bit less painful, perhaps. So that is a welcomed change as well. And then they're also going to be adding a new databank level of 21. And then after hitting 21, all echoes are going to be a 5-star rarity. I think at level 20, which is where I am, it might be 19 too, but I know 18 is like a 50-50. Currently level 20 is an 80-20. So there's a 1 in 5 chance that you end up getting a 4-star rarity instead of a 5-star. It doesn't really hit me that much, but you know, once you get to a level within Wuthering Waves, it's like, well, anything that's not a 5-star rarity is kind of pointless. So, you know, for standard game progression, that might take you a couple months rather than a few weeks. I do see the benefit of lower rarity stuff. But, you know, it's very apparent now that once you hit end game level stuff, you know, 5-star rarity is pretty much all you need. And so they understand that now. I guess. This is what I meant when I talked earlier in previous videos about, like, they don't know how players are going to play their game. So these kinds of leveling pain points usually get adjusted in post, as it were. And they're doing that, which is nice. They don't just acknowledge that, oh yeah, that's kind of an issue, and then just say, well, that's actually a feature. So enjoy it, or don't. We don't care. But no, they're actually taking steps to address that, and that's nice. You'd love to see that. And then they talk a little bit about the new version stuff. We're getting a new area called Mount Firmament, right? Evidently, we're going to be able to transform into this little ice block guy, which is nice. Then we have some other optimizations, like removing the collection animation for rewards from tacit fields. The shell cost for echo leveling is going down. They simplified the cruise wing challenge, right? That thing where you fly around and through the hoops with the coins. Yeah. Some other things in here. They're basically upping rewards for existing game modes, like Elusive Realm. Okay. This one in particular. So, in Oscillated Coral Store, right? The item exchange. As of 1.1, and I'm assuming here and after, you can actually redeem 7 of each of the convene types. So your standard, your limited, and then your weapon, banner, redeemables. You're going to be able to do that 7 times each per installment of the store. So it was 5, now it's going to be 7. I don't know, that's a huge change, but over time, I think that will benefit, especially for people who, like, don't summon a lot. Probably going to be me, to be honest. So, you know, over the course of a year, it's like 30 to 40 more pulls, which I guess is kind of nice. So there's that, I guess, if nothing else. And then, you know, there's just some other things. They're tackling the map adjustment, the multi-levels of the map, which, you know, I'm at a pretty high exploration rate. I think I'm around 70 to 90 in every region at the moment. It is a bit of a pain not knowing where these guys are. They're like underground or something like that. So they're, you know, they're taking advantage of that, which is nice. And then just some other optimization, like the loot mappers range is getting bigger. I personally haven't really had an issue with that. All of my caskets actually have been turned in, and I have extras. So, you know, I guess it just kind of depends on where you want to spend. I like spending time in exploration and trying to find and solve puzzles. That's what I do. So naturally, I guess I've found more of them more easily. But other people who are focused on the combat and don't want to fuss with that, this will be nice for them for sure. And then, you know, some other things that aren't really all that useful. Like in your gallery, you can now see when you got certain characters, I guess, if that's a thing for you. And then they're lowering the level requirement for certain quests, probably to minimize the amount of grind that you have to do in the initial part of the game, which if you are a slow starter and you haven't gotten through the main story yet because, you know, your union level's not high enough or whatever, this will benefit you too. But I think as time goes on and there's more main story quests in the game and all of that builds over the next several years, that will be a benefit to people, so they can just knock those out, bump union level up, and get on with your day. And then there's new combat style tags and new chat system stuff. The main thing that makes me happy is that the chat button is now the map button on controllers. That drives me nuts. Because like every time I want to go to the map, I have to like go into the menu. It's such a pain. But now I can just, you know, click my other button. And then we had this, which I think 1.1 is gonna look really good, like really good. The visuals for it so far have been great. Mount Firmament looks really cool. And I think it's all based around WuWa, which they did tell us down here. Hello. They did tell us down here. Sorry, I had a moment. They did tell us down here that WuWa is going to be one of the new echoes that you can get. So we were told this weeks ago that WuWa is going to be a boss, and he is also going to be an echo, which is kind of cool. And then we're also getting some other just kind of overworld echoes in here too, including the little block guy, Clang Bang. Oh, that's an interesting name. Lava Larva. Fun to say, more fun to collect, in my opinion. And then, you know, stuff like that. These are some of the events that we're going to see. Looks like some camera stuff. Elusive Realm. Story quests. Something to do with combat. And then whatever that is. Sure. Commission events. Pog. This. Changli is who I am going for. I would love to get her and her weapon. So I have not passed the polls that I put out for Yinlin to make my Calcharo better. I haven't spent anything, and I think I'm around 120 polls still. So it's tight. It's tight, but I'm hopeful. And I haven't even used my 5-star weapon selector yet. I did hit Union level 45 yesterday. And while, I mean, Jinshi looks cool, and she's a heavy weapon, or heavy blade, broadsword. Maybe I go with this. The more that I use basic, like gauntlets and swords, I think are the most fun weapons to play with. And they also aren't a huge pain to counter and parry. So, broadswords are terrible to parry with, from my experience. Maybe it's a skill issue on my part, but I find that fighting with gauntlets and swords is a lot more fun. So that's personally what I'm going to try and stick to. And since Changli looks to be a sword weapon, right? Based on that, she's a sword character. I'm going all in. So I've been farming up mats and all that stuff in preparation for what I assume she will need. I don't actually know, but dude, she looks so cool, and she plays chess. That's a dub. Anyway, there's a lot of good stuff to look forward to. Like I said, the visuals for 1.1 all look pretty amazing, and we don't have to wait too long. It's like literally a week or so from now. So that's it. The game's just getting better. That's TLDR. And we don't even have to worry because a lot of these features that are being implemented will be retroactive. So, you know, our union level and all that other stuff is going to shoot through the roof, which is great. And I'm pretty pumped about that. So, thanks for watching. Hope it helped, and I will see you in the next one.